Hey guys, my name is Tanya and I am one of the faces of MS. So my story starts August 31st of 2019. So I worked a 12-hour shift, got off at 7 a.m. Everything was fine. I went to bed, no issues. I got up about 4:30, 5 o'clock because I like to get up early so I can set myself up and get ready because I was a home agent. I got up, my left leg and my right leg was numb. Left more than right, but was both. The numbness went away in my right, but it stayed in my left. Went to the hospital and to be checked out, and I was like, well, maybe the underwear I have on was too tight and that's what caused the issue, whatever. The ER doctor in my hometown says, well, you might just have a pinched nerve. Just go home and exercise it and you'll be fine. Like, how does he know? Because he really didn't check me out, because he only met with me once, ran his finger up my foot, and that's the only contact I had. Everything else was the ER nurses or CNAs, whoever they are. So they discharged me. I came to work. Still got the numbness in my leg. I told my son, I told my cousin, and it was like, well, maybe you need to go to another doctor. I'm like, I'll go to another ER if it get bad, get worse. And my son was like, I think you really need to go. So I'm like, maybe. But it did get worse, because what happened was, my dog sleeps under my feet, when I'm working. And sorry guys, I was trying to hold this phone and it's not working. My hand is going numb. Give me a moment. That's not gonna work either. All right, so my go back. So my left leg got worse because, like I said, my dog sleeps under my foot when I sleep, and I wasn't feeling when I was kicking her. And the last time it happened, she snapped at me, and I'm like, I know you lying. What was you snapping at me for? And then I realized, okay, well, I need to go to the hospital because I'm not feeling when I kick the dog, so yeah, by accident, of course. So I told my cousin, and being the great cousin that she is, she came and she drove me the 30 minutes to the what I consider the better ER, which is about 30 minutes away from us. So I go to the ER, I tell them what's going on, I tell them about my symptoms, and they immediately got a wheelchair for me, and they immediately took me in the back. I told them what was going on. I told them I've been to my hometown ER, and what the ER told me was wrong. And with all the symptoms, the doctor laughed and like, oh my God, because my ER is known to be the worst. They don't do all they should, and I'm gonna just leave it at that, because they misdiagnose people like crazy is what I'm saying. And if I fell ill right now, I'm gonna need for them to bypass that hospital and take me to the farthest hospital, because if you don't have a band-aid that is needed for your wound, you need to keep rolling. That's the type of place it is. But I digress. So when I got to the hospital, they admitted me immediately because they thought I was having a stroke. And they put me in the stroke unit. And I'm like, I don't know, but whatever. So they did CT scans, they did CAT scans, they couldn't find what was going on. I was off balance, I was dizzy, I was lightheaded. The numbness kept getting worse, one from my legs, it went into my arms, they were tingly, and I'm like, shoot, I don't know what's going on. So they did some more CT scans, and the numbness just kept getting worse. So now, I think day 3 or 4 in, I'm still in the hospital. I was numb from half my body all the way over to the left, all the way down. Like literally, I had issues feeling any side of the face. I couldn't feel my, if I touch my breast, if I touch that side of my butt, my thigh, my legs, my toes, even my private area was numb. And, I wasn't using the bathroom on myself or anything, but I was numb. So, they did some more CT scans, and I think around that day 4, because I spent like 2 weeks in the hospital, y'all. They were still doing CT scans, and doctors was coming in questioning me about what was going on, what was I doing, and everything. I think after that first week, they finally realized, well, hey, this chick is not having a stroke. I think it's safe to move her. So they did more CT scans, this time with contrast on my head, spine, everything. And the doctors came in. It was about 4 of them, and they was going over the possibilities of what it could be. And they was like, well, we don't think it's a stroke, but you could possibly, have something like MS. And they said something else, and they said the big C, cancer. And I was like, whoa, my mom died of cancer, and I had some other people that died of cancer in my family. So I'm like, oh man, while the doctors are standing there, I'm straight faced, and I'm just kind of like, And when they left the room, it just all kind of hit me, and I began to cry, because I'm like, cancer just takes people out of here, and I have kids, and they're not where they should be yet, and they still need caring for, and what am I gonna do? So I had another doctor came in, and she asked me how I was doing. And as she was going over everything, I'm still processing this information, and I began to cry, because I'm like, I don't want these people to put me on no antidepressants. So I'm trying to suck it up, but I just couldn't pull myself together. So she was like, well, what's wrong, honey? I said, they telling me that this can possibly be cancer, and I got kids, and they need people to take care of them, and I'm just telling her all my troubles. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I hope these people don't give me a shot and knock me out, because I'm trying not to be too hysterical, but, I'm just going through. Finally, I think around the 8th, around maybe the 8th or 9th, the 7th, 8th day, they came in saying, oh, well, I think we have a diagnosis. It's multiple sclerosis. And never heard of it, but they didn't say cancer. So I was like, whew. So I'm like, okay, what's this multiple sclerosis? I had taken my cousin was, real helpful with bringing my kids up so they could see me and everything. And I text my baby girl and tell her, to bring my laptop. So I had that up there. So I'd be up late at night researching this MS, and I'm like, well, that sounds like what's going on, because all the symptoms are there. And when they told me it was MS, I was just like, okay, where do I go from here? They even, when I was in the hospital, they had me on high alert as a high risk patient, because I couldn't get up by myself to go to the bathroom, because I was, going every which way, because I was so unstable. And I had to sign a waiver, because there's no way I'm going to wait for you to come so I can go to the bathroom when I got to go, because my bladder said I got to go when I got to go. So I had to sign a waiver. That way if I fail, they wouldn't be liable. So I had to hold on and go to the bathroom. When I took a shower, I felt like I was going to pass out because the heat was too much. And so finally, I'm ready to go home. Now, we're talking about from September last year, I got admitted for 2 weeks the beginning of September, for the first 2 weeks of September. And now we're in, September of 2020. It has been an up and down battle. When I tell you, I have issues with headaches, pain in my eye, blurry vision. I see shadows out the sides of my eyes. I think stuff is running past and it's not. Ringing in my ears sometimes. I suffer from, I don't know what's going on with my throat, because, and that probably explains why I was having issues, with hitting notes and everything, because it was just like a big struggle, and it shouldn't be. And my throat gets real tired when I sing or when I strain, when I talk too much, and my throat is getting sore now because I also did another video. So also I have issues with my spine. So I have back pains, lower back pains. I've had multiple kidney infections. I've had to take medicine, control my bowels, my going to the bathroom, urinating, because I was going like 20 times a night, literally. It was ridiculous. Issues with my bowel, where sometimes I'll go, sometimes I won't go. I have to take medication in order to go. When I came home from the hospital, of course, like I said, I was numb from the middle going to the left side. So I was tripping a lot. I'm still tripping. I'm not numb, but sometimes the left leg gets heavy and I can't pick it up like I should. So not only I'm having issues with the bowel and the bladder, I have issues with the sensation of hunger, because I never feel that I'm hungry, but I know I need to eat. I'm attributing that to what happened, because that's the same thing that happened, when I was admitted in the hospital. I'm trying to go through, because I don't want to keep y'all too long. I have numbness that continues in my left leg. What happens is, if I sit too long, like right now, y'all, I'm stiff. I'm gonna get up somehow, but my leg is stiff. I'm having some cognitive issues, some memory issues. I can be in the bathroom washing my hands, and I think I done turned the water off and I didn't. I can tell my kids something and I don't remember what in the heck I said. I can be talking about something and lose my train of thought, and it's not too bad yet, thank God. I'm having issues with my stomach. I get these stomach pains. I had a bad issue with my intestines, and I had to go see a gastrologist. I know I probably said that wrong. And I had to have a colonoscopy. I go through bouts of depression. That was, something I struggled with before, but, let the doctors tell it, I need medication now. And I say the devil is a liar. I'm not taking that medication because I got enough on my plate. From last year, September, to now, I have probably now about 30 bottles of pills. There's no way I can take all of that, because I would sleep all day long. But they want me to work though. And I'm telling them I'm having these issues. And I kept telling my neurologist, listen, I'm having issues with my balance, seeing things out the side of my eye, cognitive issues, my back hurts like crazy. What's going on? My last MRIs that they did before with, in between me complaining, was September of last year. I'm telling my neurologist all these issues, and he just brushing it off. And it's like, do you even care? He finally decided to do a second MRI, May of 2020. When he did that, he found that there was a lesion that was on my spine, and he was like, oh, well, that can account for how you're feeling every day. Okay. So, fast forward, again, like I said, every day, it's something. I may have had a month maybe a month and a half of days where I actually felt good. You know, people look at me on the outside and they think, well, you know, you're doing fine. Or if you tell people, oh, I have MS, oh, I know somebody with MS and they're doing great. Well, whoop-de-doo for them, because I'm not them. You know, and I'm trying to tell these doctors, every case is not textbook. You know, you can't go by the book for every patient. I'm one of these people. I can take a half a Tylenol PM and I'm out for the whole night, and it takes me a week to recuperate. I can't take Percocets and Darvocets and all these high-powered things because it doesn't help me. I'm currently on Ocrevus. I do that every 6 months. I got a new lesion with the Ocrevus, so I don't know yet if that's helping. My doctor, I talked to him because I'm still having all these issues, and he said, well, the Ocrevus is meant to stop any new lesions from occurring. It won't repair the damage that has already been done. So I'm assuming that from, you know, everything he said, that how I feel now, you know, is how I'm going to feel for the rest of my life, unless there's some sort of cure that comes about. I went to another neurologist just to get a second opinion, and he's saying that I should stay on the Ocrevus. He's saying that he's going to see me back in 6 months. I may as well stick with the first one because, I mean, you're not doing anything any different. And he really didn't want to answer questions, which I'm not understanding when it's about my health. I'm asking you questions and you don't want to answer. Now, see, I can attribute that to, you know, when I used to work, I had private insurance. Now I have to have state insurance, and you know how that goes. They do not treat you right when you have to rely on that kind of insurance, but I digress again. So, right now, I haven't worked since I was diagnosed because I'm like, whose job I'm going to go on where they're going to let me go to the bathroom as many times as I need to go. They're going to give me the type of breaks I need, where, you know, because by half the day, you know, I can get up at 8 o'clock. By 12 o'clock, I need to lay back down and take a nap because I'm just poop doing nothing. I can, if I ride too long in the car and I'm sitting down, I'll get out and I feel lightheaded, like I'm gonna pass out. So, you know, it's been a challenge. Like it's been, you know, and there's probably some more issues that I probably missed as to what's going on with me, but it's been a journey, and I wouldn't wish this on no one. You know, all I can do is keep pushing forward. You know, with my family doctor, you know, I was telling him about my issues, and, you know, he was just like, he had this intern, I guess, that was in there, and this chick gonna try to call me crazy. She gonna say, oh, you depressed. And then they gonna come in and tag team me and say, oh, well, you know, black people, now they black. So, you know, they gonna say, oh, you know, we black people, we go through depression and we don't even know we going through. Honey, let me tell you something. I done been through stuff from my childhood up until adulthood, up into a crazy ex-husband, you know, and I done been depressed. And I admit I done been depressed. But honey, what I'm going through now is a cakewalk compared to the depression I had before. Because who wouldn't be a little down, you know, when you're used to working and making your own money, and then you become stagnant, you know, you can't do anything, you know. So, and he literally wrote me a prescription, said it was for one thing. Come to find out, the medicine could be used in psych patients as well. Depressed patients, I should say. You know, not anything against, psych patients or whatever, because, I've had to take antidepressants, I've been there. But when I'm venting to you and I'm telling you how I feel, that's not your cue to give me a prescription to shut me up. Because see, that's the problem. When people tell you how they feel, you think they depressed. People just need to talk sometimes, and they need to feel like they can talk to their caregivers about what's going on, and they can be real. And a lot of people don't be real because people think they're crazy and all in their head. But guess what? When they did that second MRI, they found out it wasn't in my head, that I did have an issue, and all these problems were occurring, probably because the lesion that are now in my spine, T3, I believe. So I now have a gastroenterologist, saying probably wrong, a neurologist, a urologist, and a cardiologist, all in a year's time. Woke up, went to bed fine and woke up another way. And my message would be, be careful how you treat people, because you never know, the day you lay down and wake back up, or close your eyes and take a nap, you can wake up and be totally transformed into somebody different. And that's just facts. So I will continue these videos. I will update you guys and let you know, how my journey is going. Because right now, I try to stay positive, even through my pain, I push through. Because like I said, people look on the outside of an MS patient and they say, well, oh, you look fine. But it's what's going on the inside of us that is causing us to feel the way we feel. I'm grateful every day that I haven't had to, be wheelchair bound, because there are some people that are wheelchair bound, and some people are confined to having to have a walker or around the clock caregiver. If I need, certain little things, if I can't do it, I may tell my kids to put my shoes on or help me pull my shirt off or whatever. But, but like I said, it's what's on the inside of us that's causing us to have this breakdown, this problem. And the MS just causes other secondary issues. And, when you get up to take a shower and that's the problem, you have a problem. Because, it's many times I've almost passed out in the shower, trying to take a shower. It can, the slightest warmth, we don't do well, most of us, in hot weather. Barely do well in the cold weather with the bones aching. But just I am praying that these doctors step their game up, because I can't keep going from doctor to doctor. And I can't, there's another group of doctors that are awesome, but they're like 2 hours away. I don't see me doing that, because I can drive 30 minutes and it's a problem with me driving. So if anybody has any comments, suggestions, or you have a story or you can relate, just comment below. Because like I said, this has been a true journey. My body has not been the same. And let me tell you one other thing. I went to have a root canal done. When I tell you, I had never felt pain like this before. When that medicine wore off, all of this was so painful. I couldn't hardly open it to eat. When I went back to the dentist, he was saying, well, let's watch this tooth again. If not, we'll have to take it out, which is, I end up having to have that tooth pulled because the pain was just too much in trying to fix it, because my body just doesn't take being worked on like it used to. So when he pulled that tooth, it took my jaw and my mouth about 2 to 3 weeks before it came back to normal, to where I could use it and chew and all this type of stuff. So I have been forever transformed. But in spite of it all, I'm gonna keep my same great spirit. If I can help anybody, I'm gonna still do it. And God allowed me to come to it, so I'm believing He gonna see me through it. Whether He heals me or not, He still gets the glory. For those that believe, He still gets the glory regardless. I'm just gonna keep pushing, keep believing, keep fighting, keep trusting, and hopefully I will get a chance to work with some of you guys, just to be a support system, because we really need to support each other. Because, I think not that it's just MS patients that can relate, but if you have MS and you're going through some issues like this, you can relate more to what I'm saying than someone who has no issues and living life and they're fine and they have MS versus somebody who doesn't have MS or somebody doesn't know anything about MS, so we need that support system. So again, like I said, I will keep up with these videos, and I will let you know how my journey is going. So until next time, I hope you guys have a blessed day.